If you're in the market for some new fishing apparel, head on over to hookedgear.com. Hooked Gear makes some of the finest fishing apparel rated at UPF 50 to protect you from the harmful rays of the sun. Hooked Gear also makes some quality t-shirts and hats. Get yours today and use Yakin Life 15 at checkout. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another how-to video. This time it's going to be on my crate system for my kayak. I received quite a few questions about how I did it and how I made it for my kayak. So I figured, why not make another one on how exactly I did it. And I actually got a couple crates now that are going to match better, so I'm going to show you how I did that. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so we only need a few things in order to do this. We need a couple crates. One's going to be the bottom part of your crate, one's going to be the top part in which we cut the top part of this crate off, or more than half of it I should say, and then putting it on top of the other one, and then we can keep it closed up. God forbid you ever flipped in your kayak, anything that's inside here is going to stay in and you're not going to lose it. The other things we need is a drill, we're going to need some zip ties, and we're going to need a way to cut the top part of your crate, which I just use a jigsaw. All these things can be purchased, wherever. I'm sure a lot of you have all these items already sitting around. Zip ties you can get basically Walmart, Home Depot, anywhere. Now the one thing I will say about these crates is I wouldn't just go anywhere and grab them. Luckily I have family that owns a store, so I get whatever crates I want for free. But if you need crates, you can always buy them online, and then you could always go to a store and you could ask whoever works at the store, owns the store, whatever it is, if you could just have a crate or two, and then just go from there. But these are the two crates I'm going to use. My bottom crate, I'm going to make the green one. The orange one, I'm going to cut probably 3/4 of it off in order to make the top section, and that'll give us a tray to sit on top of my lower crate. So let's get into doing that. Alright guys, so here it is. This is going to be the top part of our crate. It's essentially just going to be a tray that's going to sit on top of our crate, and then from there we'll be able to open up this tray and put the stuff in our crate, and then we'll be able to close it down and then keep it basically essentially locked so that nothing falls out of this in case we ever flipped our kayak. But I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. All we're going to really do is we're going to take a Sawzall, we're going to go against this line right here, and we're going to remove this whole top section. So I'm going to cut that out right now. I don't think you guys want to see me just cut a crate apart with a Sawzall. It literally takes about a minute. We'll have it cut off, I'll separate it in two pieces, and then I'll show you what we're going to keep and then what we no longer need. Alright, so here it is. I got the crate cut apart. We're going to remove this piece, and now we're going to take this top section, which is basically going to be a tray for us. We're going to take it, we're going to sit it on here. Now what we want to do is we want to hinge this. So this is where the zip ties and the drill are going to come into play. We're just going to drill a few holes, probably one in each corner, a couple in the middle, maybe 2 or 3 in the middle, and then we're going to slowly cinch them down until this thing stays open to the point that we want it to stay open to. If you tighten it too much, it's going to be hard to open up. If you leave it too loose, it's going to be wobbly, so you have to just play with them until you find the correct distance that you want this to open and close to. You can get it to where it's going to stay open like this for you, and then that'll be perfect. All right, so I'm going to take you in now for a look at how I'm going to do this, and we will attach it to the crate itself. All right, so here we go. Now I have my drill. I have a 9/16 drill bit on here. It might be big enough, it might not be. I just took one of the zip ties and I put it against the against the drill bit, so I could say, and it looks it's about the same size, maybe a tiny bit bigger than the zip tie I'm using, so they should fit with no problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find 2 spots, one in each corner to zip tie this, and then like I said, I'm either going to put 2 or 3 holes in here to hold the lid to the bottom crate. So let's start doing it. All right guys, so there you have it. I got the holes drilled in the bottom crate and in that top tray section. Now I'm going to insert the zip ties into them, and I'm going to cinch them up to just the right tightness, just so that it's going to open and close exactly how I want it to. Now this is something you're going to have to just keep testing, opening and closing it, tighten them a little bit more and a little bit more at a time until you get it exactly how you want it to open and close. So stay tuned. I'm going to get the zip ties in. We're going to move on to the next step after that. All right, there you go. The zip ties are in. They're cinched up to the tightness that I want them. I already checked it. I'll show you how that looks right now. All right, so here you go. Zip ties are in. The holes were drilled, zip ties were put in, and now you can see I adjusted it. And what I mean by adjusting the zip ties and the tension on them, how tight you cinch them down, is I tightened it down so that it's enough that the lid of the crate system will stay open by itself. Now, again, it's up to you. You do it, you know, however you want to, but this is what I do. I like to keep it so it's up just enough. It won't go past that point, and then when I close it, it'll stay shut. So I'm going to show you how I actually keep this closed down and the finishing touches on this. All right, guys. So now what I do in order to keep this lid shut on this crate when I'm using it is I found one of these bungees. It's just a bungee with a little plastic ball on the end. And all I do is simply run this through the handle of the lower crate, through the lid, and I just put it around the ball like that. And this thing is now stuck shut. When I'm ready to open it up, I just undo it real quick. I can open it, and then I can just run it back through and close it, and it stays shut. Now, typically, I'll run the ball through the top, or the bungee through the top. This ball will not come through when you pull it. That way, anytime I need to open the lid, this bungee just stays in here like this. I drop it, pull it through the lid, pull that ball over top, locked and done. That's it. Super simple, easy to do, and we'll move on to the next part. So now in the back of the Lifetime Yukon, you can see we have this bungee system back here. Now this is going to be what I use to hold in the crate system that we just made. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to sit it in here and basically pull these straps up. And now at that point, you pretty much are done. You can see, you can open this up, you can close it, and you know, you're all set. I, on the other hand, are going to take it one step further. In the front of these crate and on the back of the crate, I'm going to install these J hooks that I purchased off of eBay. They're for kayaks. They were, I think, $10 for like 25 of them. And what that's going to do is, I'll take you in for a better look. What that's going to do is, once we screw these in here and attach them in here, this bungee will be able to lock into it basically while it's screwed into the crate, and then it's going to make it so that it can't lift up out of here. So I'm going to put a couple screws in these, I'm going to put these in, and then we will basically be done. All right, so here it is. You can see I have the hooks installed. I'll take you around the side and around the back. You can see the other two back here. And all that is doing is keeping the bungees holding this crate down. So now, when you try to lift it up, it's not moving. It is solid down to the kayak. It's not going to come out. Now, what I forgot to mention is on top of this tray here, you can sand this smooth, or you can leave it a little bumpy like it is just from cutting with a Sawzall. What I like to do, which I'm going to do on this, is on both sides, I'm going to put just a piece of pool noodle on there just to, you know, keep everything on top of it a little smoother and round it off. So I'll show you that when it's done, and then we should be all done with it. All right, guys, that's all there is to this. Very simple, easy to do crate system for the back of your kayak. You can obviously modify this however to suit your needs and what you want. Like I said, this is just how I do it. I know once I lock this lid down on top, anything that I keep inside here is just going to stay safe and sound. God forbid if I ever flip this kayak, which knock on wood I haven't done yet, but anything that's sitting there is going to stay in there. I usually keep my tackle in there, maybe my keys, my wallet if I need to, whatever. But like I said, Very easy to do. Without making the video and talking on it, it's going to take you less than 10 minutes to do. Everything that's used in this is easily obtainable at your local hardware store, your Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, whichever, Harbor Freight. And that's it. Again, super simple and easy to do. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope it was helpful. If you liked it, please give it a like. Do me a favor and subscribe, and stay tuned for future videos. Thanks for watching.